Oh, yeah. There's a radio show going on. Hey. Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 5:56. And AC/DC with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Two things. The weather, your Pioneer Valley forecast is going to be cold today. Cloudy with a high of 41. Tomorrow, cloudy with a high of 42. It is currently 29 in downtown Springfield. It looks like Route 202 from the Holyoke Westfield line is closed. I know because I had to take a giant detour with the two Holyoke police officers that were blocking the road. I don't know what's going on there, but it looks you can't go any further than Appermont Way without having to go all the way around because that's Appermont Way to Homestead Avenue, and that's gonna put a damper in your commute this morning. So stay away from 202 in Westfield, Holyoke.
And if we find out any details about what happened over there, we'll let you know.
Oh, I'm sure somebody reported it at 22 News, and hopefully they'll get it up soon.
So because you had to do that detour, we're going to do Hollywood Trash a little bit later today.
Yes.
After 6 o'clock, and then, back to what we normally do.
What is that?
I don't know. Sit around the window, wonder if the guys in the DPW building can see us from here.
Maybe they can. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Those two idiots not working, doing anything.
What are they doing over there? They're like a couple of frickin' animals.
It's just two guys sitting in a room. Do they ever work? Must be nice to get paid to do nothing.
Well, says the DPW guys.
Right.
It's Bax and Nagle.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch, brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware with Scott's 4-Step, 4 easy steps to an awesome lawn.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, remember when the University of Massachusetts had a formidable basketball program? You know, one who went to the Final Four, enjoyed their national ranking, intimidated and scared other coaches and teams, and were able to land high-profile recruits? I hardly remember it either, but once upon a time, that's exactly who they were. Well, guess what? For the first time since Marcus Camby was accepting cash and jewelry from illegal sports agents, the entire basketball world is now talking about UMass basketball. Well, maybe they're not talking about UMass basketball per se, but they are talking about how the last remaining undefeated team in America just lost their first game of the season in the opening round of the MAC tournament in Cleveland. Yesterday, the 20th-ranked Redhawks of the University of Miami of Ohio lost their first game of the year. And for those of you who may be unclear as to who beat them, it was the unranked UMass Minutemen, a team with a mediocre 17 wins and 15 losses, which, by the way, is good enough for 7th place in the conference. And here they were, beating Miami of Ohio 87-83. Now, I'm sure there are many of you who have questions, such as, there's a Miami in Ohio? The answer to that question is a resounding yes, but their beaches are terrible. The other question is, how could something like this happen? How could the last undefeated team in America lose to a team like that? These are all valid questions, of course, but the short answer is this. It is the beginning of March Madness, and with this comes improbable outcomes, unexpected defeats, inconceivable upsets, and unpredictable final results. That's why we're just a few short days away from filling out the brackets and getting pissed off when they're ruined halfway through the first round. It's March Madness. It's not designed to make sense. It's not intended to be understood. It's simply there to show you that we live in an undefinable universe where random ambiguity abounds at every corner. And while UMass didn't have a chance in finding its way onto the big dance on Selection Sunday, they did find themselves briefly mentioned in the national spotlight. And I never thought I'd live to see the day to have that happen again. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. Excellent orange and white deals at Rocky's. No, not creamsicles. Steel, the orange and white workhorse. Steel string trimmers, gas blowers, chainsaws. Excellent deals, plus steel-trained technicians at every Rocky's Ace Hardware location. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102. Springfield's Classic Rock.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 6:12, and the Scorpions with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It is going to be cloudy today with a high of 41. Tomorrow, mix of sun and clouds with a high of 42. It's 29 in downtown Springfield. It appears that, I don't have any information on why it's closed, but Route 202 in Westfield going into Holyoke is closed from Appermont Way to Homestead Avenue. They're diverting traffic from Westfield down Appermont Way, which means you have to go all the way around back to the Pike or back through Westfield if you want to get to 91. So,
well, thankfully, that's not an inconvenient option.
Well, if anybody has any information, you can text us on the Route 10 Tire listener line at 413-293-1021.
Hollywood Trash is brought to you by Western Mass Masons. Call them for all your foundation and chimney needs.
Somehow you still care about what's happening in Hollywood. So, from Tinseltown, 3,000 miles away, it's Steve Nagle's Hollywood Trash.
Well, actor Charlie Sheen hasn't had a drink since 2017 and is turning to Boston-based Harpoon Brewery to make his line of non-alcoholic beer, Wild AF Brewing. Sheen, whose history with addiction and alcohol is well documented, co-founded Wild AF in 2025 with marketing firm The Silent Group, but they needed someone to brew it, so they came to Massachusetts.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. The Silent Group is at the center of the unlikely chain of partnerships that CEO Ryan Perry had a pre-existing connection to Sheen. What kind of pre-existing connection do you have to Charlie?
Rails of blow off the coffee table.
Yeah, for Harpoon, the key link was Doug Campbell, Silent Group's head of commercialization. Yada, yada, yada. These are becoming more popular. There's a lot less people out there that are drinking, and it's hurting the alcohol industry.
Which is terrible news. Those people have worked so hard to get us so drunk for so many years.
Well, I mean,
and now we're turning our back.
Yeah, but I mean, you think about revenue for restaurants and things like that. A lot less people are having a cocktail. They're just not. What is wrong with people? You don't want to have an addiction just like our forefathers did?
I was going to say, this country was built on addiction.
Yeah.
And everything worked out pretty good so far.
Yeah, I believe the American Revolution was started because somebody got in a bar fight.
Now, does this Charlie Sheen beer come in a 12-step 12-pack?
No, but I'm sure it's $12 a bottle.
I'm sure it is.
For an NA beer. So I don't know, but it should come with some sort of packet or a coin.
And if it's got Charlie Sheen's face on it, I'd probably want to put a condom on it or something.
Oh, come on. That's an old wives' tale.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you can't just get it from sharing bottles. You got to take the bottle and do something with it to make it happen like that.
Well, there's all kinds of things you could catch.
Yeah. Why did you just gave me this, flashback to this horrible movie with Dennis Hopper and Barbara Hershey.
What movie was that?
I don't know. And it was this movie from the 80s. It was a horrible scene that you just reminded me of. He uses a bottle for something, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Not Blue Velvet.
No, it wasn't Blue Velvet. It's like a Western. It's like an old Western.
Old Western.
Yeah.
Huh. I'll have to look that up.
Barbara Hershey wasn't in Blue Velvet, though.
That's what I was saying.
No. And Dennis Hopper always had these weird, dark roles that he would play.
I think it's because he was a weird, dark guy.
Yeah, but he's probably like a normal guy.
I don't think so.
What do you think that he would bring to the potluck barbecue?
Jello shots.
You think he was a Jello shot?
But really bad tasting Jello.
Jello shots, but to a party that is mostly children, like it's a family day.
Like it's not the right place for the Jello shots.
Yeah, most people are drinking NA beer, and then he comes over with the Jello shots and gets everybody messed up. Well, interesting guy.
He's certainly not bringing the Heineken, I can tell you that.
No, not anymore. Netflix has confirmed that a sequel to the animated musical fantasy K-pop Demon Hunters is in development.
I've never been more excited about a story in my life.
You know what? We are not excited about this, but the youth are excited about this. This is a big thing amongst the kids.
People love the K-pops.
The filmmakers express pride in continuing the Korean story and characters with plans to explore more of the world they have built. The sequel will challenge and evolve the characters while pushing the boundaries of music, animation, and storytelling. Wow,
fantastic.
I cannot wait.
About time.
I cannot
What took
wait.
so long?
Let's see. I don't even know what that is. Billy Joel's daughter, Alexa Ray, has shared that her father is doing great as he battles a brain disorder known as normal pressure.
Oh, that's a song by him, right? In it.
Yeah, hydrocephalus. Yeah, that is a song.
Yeah, that's not good.
I wonder if he says it like. I wonder if the doctor presents it like that. You have it's called normal pressure hydrocephalus. Does he go? You have normal pressure hydrocephalus.
I bet that would be funny the first time.
Then
he leaves and goes to an Italian restaurant.
Oh yeah, a bottle of red or a bottle of white.
I don't know. That news, probably both.
I guess it depends whatever mood he's in that particular evening.
Perhaps.
Yeah. Anyway, he has the condition. The 76-year-old musician had to cancel tour dates last year due to the condition, which affects balance, vision, and hearing. Alexa Ray praised her father's commitment to physical therapy and a healthy diet, describing him as a fighter. She also opened up about the pressure she initially felt to live up to the family name in the music industry, but has since found her own voice and eased some of that burden. All right.
That's good.
Yeah, because that's whatever he's dealing with sounds pretty messed up.
Yeah, it does, and painful and probably debilitating too.
Because in your head you feel a lot of pressure. How come we don't play that? We should. That's a good reg rock song that we would play.
We'll bring it up. There's a meeting coming up pretty soon.
Meetings. Who needs those? Aaron Pierre has been cast in the upcoming Superman sequel, Man of Tomorrow. Well, he will portray the character of Jon Stewart / the Green Lantern. The film, directed by James Gunn, is set to begin production this summer in Atlanta and will feature returning cast members such as David Corenswet and Nicholas Hoult. Pierre's role as the Green Lantern aligns with Gunn's version of integrating the DC screen universe seamlessly, as the character's appearance alongside Superman and Brainiac makes logical sense. Wow, another Superman movie.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that's going to be like.
He's probably going to fly around. He's going to have a cape.
Do you think he'll have special powers?
Yeah, I mean, he can run real fast. He can has superhuman strength.
Do you think he'll turn back time by flying backwards around the world?
Well, as improbable as it seems, he does have that ability. He's done it once before.
It's amazing how they keep coming up with storylines for this thing.
I mean, you got to be flying really fast to turn back time by changing the rotation of the Earth, which, by the way, would have killed everybody on Earth if that had actually happened.
Yeah, but Superman would save everybody anyway. Come on, Bax, be realistic.
Listen, go through the science.
Why can't you just see the realism in these movies? I don't know why you can't think that way.
Yeah, you're right. That was the only improbable part of the whole movie.
Yeah. Kim Kardashian's romance with Lewis Hamilton could be endgame love.
Really?
It'll be the final one for her, right?
Yeah, well, I'm sure she must have had something to say.
Oh, my God, the last time I saw an endgame was when Ray J finished off my tuna taco with his sour cream dream cream in that sex tape you can purchase on YouPorn for $39.95.
Caitlin?
Well, I never got that down and dirty with your mother, Chris Kim, but I once filled her Tupper hair until that container looked like an order of egg drop soup. I gave her a heaping helping serving of ball bag biscuit nut muck.
What are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is I flipped my goo tube and whipped up some throat pudding from the Dunk in Heinz piping bag.
Oh, yes.
Did you ever have a Dunk in Heinz piping bag?
It's almost better than Scratch.
It's way better than Scratch, and reminds me of your mother. And that's your Hollywood Trash on Rock 102.
To Springfield's Classic Rock at 629 and Pearl Jam with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Cloudy today with a high of 41. It's 29 in downtown Springfield. Just an update. The Route 202 is now open. It was closed earlier in Westfield going into Holyoke, but it is now since reopened, and thanks to the people who chimed in on the Route 10 Tire listener line. Except for that guy goes, I just went through there 5 minutes ago. It's open. Nothing there.
And there was another guy that says, how come you'll play Ozzy Osbourne and Aerosmith every hour?
We don't. We just play Pearl Jam.
Yeah, see? So knock it off.
Are you ready to laugh?
Yes,
All
I
right,
am.
Let's laugh. Let's see if I can get this.
Okay,
I gotta work out no, I just gotta work out the layout of this thing for myself here. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Go ahead.
It's Bax and Nagle's Joke of the Day
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown. I amuse you.
on Rock 102,
I make you laugh.
Springfield's classic rock.
Why did the non-binary prospector head to the west?
I don't know, Steve. Why did the non-binary prospector head west?
Because there is gold in them there hills.
Them there.
Them there, you see?
That's right.
The whole pronoun
That's
thing.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bax and Nagle in the morning.
6:33 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news brought to you by Villa Napolitana. Make your Easter reservation for their delicious Easter brunch. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Well, thanks, Bax. Worthington Street was quiet until about 11:30 a.m. yesterday morning, with screams of pigs echoing throughout Springfield's dining district. We've come far enough. We don't need to refer to the police like that.
Steve, they're not referring to the police as pigs. It was the pork truck.
The PETA police is
Right.
what they were. PETA aimed to discourage people from eating at Theodore's Blues, Booze, and Barbecue by playing a recording on the street of pigs squealing on their way to slaughter. PETA's Hell on Wheels pig truck parked in front of Theodore's as squeals screeched through the street, with people passing by taking photos and videos of the unique statement.
And you know what's great? They had a robust turnout yesterday of people supporting Theodore's while this foolishness was happening.
Listen, the sound of pigs would make me want to go to the restaurant
Yes.
more.
There were people. I saw pictures of people wearing like fake pig noses, enjoying their ribs and their burnt ends. Oh man, good way to support the local business. I'm happy for Keith over there. Good work.
Every piece of pepperoni or ham sandwich was one. All right, I got to read this in a PETA voice. You ready?
Yeah.
Every piece of pepperoni or ham sandwich was one stinking feeling being who suffered a terrifying trip to a violent death.
That's the PETA president, Tracy Reinman.
PETA's Hell on Wheels is a reminder to everyone that the meat industry is a killer, and cruelty to animals isn't just hitting a dog, it's failing to choose vegan meals.
You know, if I may just say, if you're a vegan, avert your ears for just a second. If I'm the owner of a restaurant,
Yeah.
and I spend my life creating a menu that I feel comfortable selling to my customers, I don't need to change it for anybody, including vegans. If you're vegan and you're not happy with the menu, guess what? There are hundreds and hundreds of other places for you to go.
Yeah.
And Theodore's might not be one of them.
Yeah, I mean, these people protesting the food. First of all, asking a meat place to provide a vegan option is ridiculous because there are vegan options: potatoes, salads.
Yeah, but you can't
soups.
put butter. You can't enjoy the potatoes without sour cream or butter, and those are both
right.
dairy products.
That's like true vegan, right?
That's vegan. So
Yeah,
like
that's
nothing
not-
that comes from any kind of animal whatsoever.
Ugh. How come you never see protesters like, with all these people who are like, we don't want fillers in our food. You don't see anybody protesting outside of an Applebee's. Like you never have like the RFK Jr. truck or playing RFK Jr. sounds over the loudspeaker going, "Don't eat that. That's not good for you."
No, I've actually seen people protest at an Applebee's. I mean, they protest the bill. They ask for the manager.
Yeah.
Can't believe I ate the slop.
No, but
And this is what you're charging me?
But I'm saying that would be a better option. You have like a truck outside of like a place like an Applebee's.
Yeah.
Or what's the other terrible restaurant chain? I mean, delicious restaurant chain.
There's a few of them out there. Yeah, there's a guy who owns a restaurant in Toronto. This guy named Massimo Capra. I don't know if you've seen any of the videos he's done on TikTok. He's a chef, and it's got an Italian restaurant. And he's really funny. And one of the things he says, listen, if you're a vegan and you come to my restaurant and you're demanding vegan options, F you, this is my restaurant, and I'll tell you what to eat. And if you don't like it, go somewhere else.
Well, that's what I mean. It's I understand that, you got this whole thing about not wanting animals being killed and whatnot, but to go to a local business who isn't the one, how come you're not parked outside of the slaughterhouse? Because you know why? Because there's nobody there that cares.
Right, exactly.
You think if you can be if I could just be out in the street in front of a local business.
Yeah, and if you love Theodore's, and there are loads of people that do,
yeah,
I don't think the pig truck is really going to change your mind.
If I was a business owner for any other, restaurant that serves meat, as a main dish, specializes in barbecue, something like that.
Right.
I'd be like calling PETA going at fake, like a fake call going, hey, this restaurant over here really needs to have somebody out there saying they shouldn't be slaughtering animals.
Yeah,
what a great way.
Like that place has prime rib for a great deal Thursdays and Fridays.
Yeah. Did you know out in Westfield there's a $20 dinner and a comedy show and sometimes it's meatballs? Can you imagine that?
This is the greatest thing that's happened to Theodore's in years.
That's what I'm saying. The publicity they're getting because of the fact that somebody's trying to put them out of business.
This is better than when they were on Ghost Hunters.
Oh yeah, when they had that whole
the place is haunted.
Yeah,
because all those pigs have died. All the dead pigs.
Yeah,
but I'm telling you, this is the best thing that's ever happened to them because now everybody on a single day was talking about Theodore's and said, you know what? Thursday is a great day to go to lunch.
Is it true that if you stand in the hallway between what's the billiard Smith's? Right? If you stand in the stairway between Theodore's and Smith's, you can hear a pig oinking. Oink oink. That was one of the pigs that died. That was slaughtered for you to eat at the barbecue. You just ate a rack.
Apparently, somebody went up to the pig truck.
Yeah,
and ordered a couple of sausages and some burnt ends, thinking it was like a food truck. Apparently, they didn't think that was so great.
Well, I wouldn't imagine they would have thought that was funny.
I would have thought it was funny.
Yeah, but if you're the one who's the protester,
you're
not going to find that funny at all.
I wonder how, if you're a protester, I wonder how you felt watching all these people go in knowing that they're actually protesting your protest.
Yeah, what a waste of a day.
It is. I mean, I would feel, if I were like the kind of person that cared about anything and decided to protest something, and I felt like my protest wasn't being heard by the people I was hoping that it would reach, I'd feel like a dope out there.
Yeah.
I'd feel like a total buffoon.
A representative PETA was not on scene to comment. They didn't have anybody. They just parked the truck out there and walked away.
Apparently, the truck of squealing pigs, spoke for itself.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
I totally support somebody's right to protest something or have an opinion about it, but go all the way. Don't you're just leaving the truck out there running. That's like,
isn't there an idling
That's like
law?
somebody hiring me to go DJ a wedding and put on Spotify and go, yeah, I'll be back in a couple of hours to collect my money.
Now, I have to ask this. I mean, I realize this isn't necessarily a PETA thing, but if you're driving a truck and it's idling to make sure that the audio is playing of the squealing pigs,
yeah.
Aren't the emissions from that truck burning a hole in the ozone?
Not as much as the pigs that are... Well, wait a minute. The pigs alive would be causing more damage to the ozone layer, too.
Good methane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
you can't mix up your protest backs.
I suppose not.
There's something for everyone. Because I've always said this about, like, the anti-abortion people. With the, every life is important and blah, 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 blah. And yet, when you talk about like people being murdered in the streets and things like that, well, that has nothing to do with us. We're only focused on this.
I'm remembering there was a Benny Hill skit.
Yeah.
Back when the Benny Hill show was on, and Benny Hill is protesting something. He's like doing like a march for the homeless. Help the poor, help the homeless. And some homeless guy comes up with a tin cup, hoping for like $1. And Benny Hill says, "Will you get away from me?" I don't know why I thought that just popped into my head.
Those are some good shows.
They really, the British hate them, but they were funny.
Well, anyway, lovers of the local barbecue joint stood behind the business. Hundreds of comments flooded Mass Live's Facebook page advocating for Theodore's. "I hope this brings more people to the restaurant to eat," one comment read. Those on the scene echoed that sentiment. "You don't do this to a local spot," said Kelly Ingenito. "And let's just say you really want to do this. Why don't you go to Texas Roadhouse? You're not going to kill their business." They're not killing Theodore's either. I said, this is free publicity to say, "Hey, wow, they have ribs and wings."
Yeah, right.
You're exposing the menu to people who have never discovered it before.
Well, and you've also, the Texas Roadhouse is a national chain.
Yeah.
You're not going to damage their business much, but if the intention is to take a local business owned by local people and disrupt their business, that's.
What is it? The one episode of The Sopranos where the two guys go in to shake down like a Starbucks type coffee shop, and the kid's like, if you hurt me, then there's just going to be somebody else here next week, and they're not going to give you the money either. And then I think it was like Paulie and
it was Paulie Walnuts,
and they walk outside and they're like, "Oh man, that's corporate America hurting the little guy." The near-die truck displayed a sign next to the PETA vehicle that read, "People eating tasty animals." So somebody actually went out there and did that to troll the PETA people. All right. Look at the time. How about that?
It's the only news that really mattered, I suppose.
Succulent, delicious.
Except the other big story we're going to talk about later.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll talk about that maybe we'll talk a couple of different big stories in a few minutes. Your Pioneer Valley forecast today going to be cloudy with a high of 41. Tomorrow, mix of sun and clouds with a high of 42. It is 29 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 6:50. And Blue Oyster Cult, Bachman Turner Overdrive on Rock 102.
Well, they both sound sort of the same.
Nah, they sound nothing the same. Anyway, yeah. Ain't seen nothing yet on Rock 102.
Blue, Bachman, it's Friday.
BOC,
whatever.
BTO, it's all it's, listen, it's been a long, hard week.
It has been a long, hard week. And, first of all, I'm exhausted from last night. The Mohegan Sun show that we did down there, and that was great, by the way.
Good,
and
awesome.
But tonight I got to go home and sleep a little bit because tonight I'm going to be at the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Do they know you're going to be there?
I don't. Well, now they do. No, there's been an ad running. It's for the Springfield Rescue Mission. It's for the run. It's the Run to End Homeless event in Forest Park, which is tomorrow. But tonight is the spaghetti dinner and, like raffle and all that stuff. So I'll be there from 5 to 8 p.m.
Where are you going to park?
I have no idea. I was trying to think of that. I was like, there's no trolley, right? We were talking about that the other day. The trolley never kind of came into fruition or...
But they never got around to it.
Maybe I'll get an Uber down there because I know that parking lot is so packed all the time.
You can park at MGM.
Yeah.
There's loads of room around there.
Yeah, well, is there a game going on tonight? Well, there's no game tonight, is there? The Thunderbirds?
But don't believe tonight is a game.
Well, maybe I'll park at MGM.
Why not?
I'll have to take a nice little stroll down Columbus Avenue. How about that?
That'll be perfect.
Wouldn't you want to walk down Columbus Avenue at 5 o'clock at night?
Or later.
Yeah.
If it's a late night.
2, 3 in the morning. You walk down.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. Couple of things about Bay State Health. We'll get to another story after 7 o'clock. But this one kind of caught my eye, too. Promising a practical and candid guide for new and aspiring leaders, Bay State Health CEO Peter Banco has written a book on the best approaches to firing people. The Necessary Goodbye, How Great Leaders Fire with Clarity, Confidence, and Compassion, comes out in June, according to its listing on Amazon.com. A preview copy for review is not available yet, probably because AI hasn't written it. But anyway, the book's publisher, Forbes Books, an imprint of Advantage Books distributed by Simon & Schuster. The book comes out while Bay State, the region's largest employer with 13,000 employees, continues to shed jobs. Banco arrived.
And this is a lighthearted look on how to do it?
Yeah, this is his how-to.
Perfect.
First, you make everybody hate you by writing papers that were written by other people and then passing it off as your own.
Yes.
And then you deny, and then you set up predatory lending practices or predatory collection practices for people who didn't get to pay their copay for a bill.
Ask not what your severance package can do for you.
Yeah.
It will be expiring in 7 years.
Banco arrived at Bay State in the summer of 2024 as president and CEO, succeeding Dr. Mark Kerouac, who retired after 10 years. Banco has said that President Donald Trump's signature domestic policy bill, which came law last July, could cost Bay State $146 million a year in added expense and lost revenue. That's after dealing with $225 million budget gap in missing revenues and rising expenses left by the pandemic that required a restructuring plan. Bay State cut 117 jobs in January and February after outsourcing some biomedical engineering positions and closing its central warehouse in Holyoke. In November of 2025, Bay State offered buyouts to employees not involved in direct patient care roles across the nonprofit and its subsidiaries, including Health New England. Bay State laid off 43 people in April of 2025. They then eliminated 98 corporate positions in February of 2025. The previous November, they cut 134 leadership jobs. A Bay State Health spokesperson said Banco began to work on the book before joining the institution. Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I was writing this book on how to fire people long before I got that job.
And then, of course, in the middle of this, there was that whole plagiarism scandal, which was all the talk of the town for a while.
A lot of accusations there about the pieces that he may have lifted from other blogs as like some sort of and completely unnecessary too.
Yeah, like in memos and stuff, like uncited lifting of words.
It was like a newsletter that nobody was probably reading except for one person who was very angry at him for probably many reasons and goes, "Hey, wait a second.
You fired half our office and now you're coming up with memos that you didn't write?
I just read this in the medical journal last week. It was written by somebody else."
I'm thinking about this.
Yeah.
So, who do you say? Who was the publisher of the book?
Simon & Schuster.
Simon & Schuster. So that's a pretty reputable publisher, right?
You don't know your Schuster from Shinola?
I don't really, but if you had a book deal with a guy, and there were stories that came out that he may have been plagiarizing stuff,
yeah,
wouldn't that be a little bit concerning to a publishing house like Simon & Schuster?
Well, I mean,
book deal or not, I mean, if you have a guy it's been reported that he may not have written all of his own stuff.
How do you check AI?
I have no idea.
I'm sure he was one of these guys like ChatGPT. Tell me the best way to lay off 134 people. Would you like me to put on a plan and blah blah blah?
I'm going to need more specific information.
Yeah, this guy. How does somebody keep their job after it was kind of proven that he lifted those pieces from other people? And
yes.
you're the CEO of one of the arteries we have here in the region,
right,
for medical care.
Is it possible he fired all the people that were responsible for firing him?
Hey, I never even thought about that.
Right?
You just blew my mind.
Didn't I?
How about that?
I'm telling you what.
Yeah.
There's got to be somebody above him, and who knows where they're at.
Yeah. Well, he did apologize for the plagiarism thing, so I guess,
then.
once you say you're sorry, I mean, it's okay.
Problem solved. I guess we move on.
But are you sorry because you really mean it, or are you sorry because you just got caught?
Well, that will ease into our next conversation about Bay State, which is coming up in just a few minutes.
That'll be interesting.
Yes, it will. It's 6:58 at Rock 102.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware with Scott's 4-Step. 4 easy steps to an awesome lawn.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, as you know, we are at the very beginning stages of March Madness with 32 conference tournaments going on around the country, filled with teams vying for automatic bids for Selection Sunday. That's when the NCAA and a group of faceless insiders try to hammer out this year's set of brackets by narrowing down the field to just 68 teams. Now, I realize this is a complicated matter in which you're simply not going to please everybody who's seeking an at-large bid. If you happen to win your conference tournament, then you can be assured of getting in with an automatic bid. You see how that works? It's very simple. This is why the conference tournaments, though, are so crucial. So with this in mind, you'd like to think that those who are hosting these conference tournaments would know what the hell they're doing. Well, as it turns out, not so much. Yesterday, the Big 12 Conference announced that effective immediately, they will be converting back to a traditional hardwood surface for the remainder of the tournament at the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City, Missouri. Apparently, there were complaints about the original court surface, which was made by LED glass. Now, I don't know how many of you have ever tried running up and down a sweat-soaked glass surface, a surface that can easily be maintained by paper towels, a squeegee, and a bottle of Windex. But glass happens to be extraordinarily slippery. And as you can imagine, teams have been complaining about that since slippage can cause catastrophic injuries. And so after realizing what a stupid idea it was to play on glass, the Big 12 has decided to remove that surface and replace it with the same sort of standard hardwood that has been successfully used in college basketball for the last 100 years. The only problem, of course, is getting all those very important sponsorship logos on the court. Well, maybe they'll figure that out in time for next year. In the meantime, there's basketball to be played, and there's some glass that need to be recycled, and it's not even a recycling week. But hey, never mind yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. You know, nothing against the kitchen, but the backyard's where all the action is. You want to go to Rocky's. All the grills, all the gear. Weber, Traeger, wood pellet grills, Blackstone griddles, Uni pizza ovens, Gosney pizza ovens, and more. Rocky's does free delivery and setup for grills over $400. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock. It's 7:12. And the Police with Bax and Nagle and Rock 102.
It is going to be, cloudy with a high of 41 today. Tomorrow, mix of sun and clouds with a high of 42. It is 29 right now in downtown Springfield. We just talked about the CEO of Bay State, but what about some of the employees? I got a buddy. A Bay State health neurologist has been placed on probation after several employees from neighboring medical buildings spotted him pleasuring himself through an open window, according to a decision by the State Board of Registration in Medicine. Dr. Robert A. Martin had been a practicing physician since being licensed in 2021. After seeing patients on November 21st of 2023 at 3300 Main Street, Martin retired to his office until around 5 p.m.
Oh, it had been a long day.
He'd began masturbating with his window shades open and was spotted by employees of the Demore Center. That doesn't mean demore of your behavior.
No.
Center for Cancer Care through two large windows facing that building. Between 4 and 5 that afternoon, approximately 10 to 20 employees of the DCCC observed the respondent masturbating in his office. The staff were upset by the respondent's actions.
Can I just point out and take a breath here? He was going at it for a full hour?
Yeah, 4 and 5.
I mean,
How long do you need?
I mean, not for nothing. If it's taking you an hour to do this, you need to go see a specialist, like a urologist or something.
Or I knew, right? A urologist to get the pipes checked out.
Yes. That is a rigorous hour of post-work activity.
Yes. Feeding baloney to the Smurfs, if you will.
Exactly.
The staff at the cancer center reported the incident to security and the administration, which began an immediate investigation. Martin admitted to the behavior, according to documents. He was initially suspended, but then allowed to practice after signing a consent order drafted by the state that includes oversight by the medical board and counseling.
Left-handed or right-handed?
I don't know. Maybe he's ambidextrous.
Well, I don't know. I mean, how did he sign this thing?
Martin's attorney told the Boston Globe he never intended to have an audience.
Who does?
Well, I mean, some people do. Like, remember, the guys that we've seen, like, what's the famous place up in Amherst? Puffer's Pond.
Yes.
The guy sits out in the parking lot and waits for somebody to walk by. Like he's getting his jollies off the fact that somebody's watching him, or is it that he's waiting for somebody to join him?
Probably
a little
being
bit of
observed. I don't know if anyone has actually sat down on the park bench and say, "Hey, is this seat taken?"
Yeah, his attorney Paul Sorrell said he was not aware that he was visible or anyone was watching, and the door was locked. Yes, but the window was wide open.
Yes, no one can walk in, but everyone can look from beyond.
Well, maybe it's like these windows here where they're tinted. So maybe you think nobody can see from the outside, but...
All right, so you're telling me that, let's say you're not here one day.
Yeah.
I'm all alone. And I decide I got a little bit of a notion. You're telling me because these are blacked out windows, the dudes at the DPW won't be able to watch me doing it?
No, they might. They might very well be able to see everything that you're doing over here.
Well, my guess is, one guy will observe, but you'll have, say, 8 of the guys standing around drinking coffee.
Well, how do you think they get the cream for the regular coffee?
Oh, for crying out loud. I don't know about that.
He was behind his desk on the far side of the room. This was not exhibitionism. He was not intending anyone to see him. This was just poor judgment. An employee of the cancer center who witnessed the display told the Globe she took a cell phone video that showed the doctor was not behind his desk.
So that wasn't a TikTok.
It was yes.
Yes, it was something different.
With a D.
Yes.
TikTok with a D.
That's right.
Speaking on condition of anonymity, the woman told the newspaper Martin was standing partially clothed in front of his windows with his genitalia in one hand and his phone in the other. Never a more disgusting display of, disgustingness I've ever seen.
Right.
Martin's photo appears on the practice's website and says he specializes in movement disorders.
Imagine what movements he must be an expert in.
I don't know. He graduated from ass medical school in 2017.
Now, I saw this story yesterday, and there's a part of me that who are any of us to judge? I mean, we all do it. We all have done it. We just all haven't done it at the office, and we all haven't done it in front of a window with the shades rolled up.
Yeah. I don't know why you would do that. At least not do it near. And do you not look around before you start
on a bright sunshiny
flogging the whale?
I know. On a bright sunshiny day, you're probably not going to be able to see inside a window. But this is like 4 or 5 o'clock on a November afternoon.
Yeah.
So it's dark. So if the lights are on, you can see inside the window.
Perfect conditions for a menage a moi.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's right.
Talk about the mood lighting.
Ooh, yeah.
Let me adjust this fluorescent light bulb to make it all horny.
I'm a gladiator, and I'm going hand-to-gland combat.
You should see his deductible.
I like that.
Yes,
too.
yes.
Yeah, a little 5-on-1 action going on.
That's correct. I believe that's called a medical consult.
What are you doing in there? I'm shaking hands with the one-eyed milkman. I'll be out in a second.
Paperwork. I'm doing paperwork.
I'll be out in an hour. That is the most surprising thing. Between 4 and 5. So is it because they just don't have the specific 30-second window that they had, and they just say like it's just the hour between?
Maybe that's an estimation, but if it's a full hour, he's off the clock. I mean, right? I mean, he's not seeing any patients after 5.
Oh, yes, he is. He's seeing famous patients after 5. I believe Pamela Henderson was
right.
Was there.
Yes, right.
That's what I'm talking about. Cranking hog and punching the clown upside down. You're doing a service.
You know, again, people are going to be critical of this guy because he made some mistakes. You know, maybe that's something you do on your alone time. On the other hand, let's say you're seeing patients, but you're also doing a hospital shift, and now you're working 18 hours. The guy doesn't have the time or the energy at the end of a long, hard day. So what's a man to do? What is a man to do?
Well, it is Lent. What is he going to do on Palm Sunday?
You don't even want to know.
I know. It's again, why would you not look to see if anybody was in view of you?
I mean, so the woman who took the video, which, you know, by the way, nice job trying to put that one on a Reddit or TikTok.
Yeah.
But he says he was behind the desk. She says, no, you weren't behind the desk at all. I can see. Here's the video. Proof right there.
Yes. And that's the other thing. The disgusting display that you saw, you're now taking video of. No. I've watched it 1,000 times. You definitely were not behind your desk.
Yeah, and I didn't share it with all of my friends and all my coworkers.
First, I thought somebody had turned on the sprinklers inside the building.
Oh, my gosh.
What is that called? The Briggsy sprinkler system or something
Yeah,
like that? Or one of those? I don't know. It just seems very irresponsible.
Not just because you shouldn't be doing it at the office, but, I mean, private time is private time. That means, you know, the window's got to go down. There's got to be mood lighting. Maybe the lights go off. Maybe that's a smart approach. Like if you don't have shades in the window.
Yeah.
A lot of offices don't have that.
Well, Peter Banco, right?
Yes.
Addressed this by stealing the idea and calling it the necessary goodbye. How great leaders fire with clarity, confidence, and compassion, which will be in bookstores in July.
It's 7:22 on Rock 102. It's 7:24 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It's going to be chilly today with a high and cloudy with a high of only 40. It is, what the hell is it right now? 29 in downtown Springfield.
Hey, this week on Baxy's Musical Podcast, my guests have been, and then a couple episodes, Michael Bradley from the band The Undertones, got a brand new book, actually a reissued book called My Life as an Undertone. Excellent story, really funny book. Then also Jenny Shore from the band Backstage Pass, one of the first all-female punk bands to come out of Los Angeles in the mid-'70s. She was also the wardrobe designer for Linda Ronstadt and the Bangles. Next week, my guest is Justin Warfield from the band She Wants Revenge. He's got a brand new solo album that came out just a few months ago called Dark Wave Devotionals. It's really a very interesting interview. That's coming up on Monday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, the Rock 102 app, as well as on Spotify and everywhere else you go find podcasts. Brought to you by Metro Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Chicopee, and Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock.
Certainly worth a listen.
Yeah, real interesting stuff.
One of the headlines, when I typed in Bay State to like Google News to pull, that's how I found the other article about Peter Banco releasing the book, because that story came out last week.
Right.
Do you notice like news seems to be suppressed sometimes? Like you're not always getting the top stories.
It depends where you're looking.
Yeah.
Like if you look on Mass Live, sometimes their headlines are like a moving target.
They bury it.
And then stories that you maybe have seen on like social media, you can't find if you go to Mass Live. You got to really dig down deep.
One of the other headlines that popped up was Bay State closes clinic due to burst pipe. That's exactly what happened at 3300 Main Street that day. I think there's a burst pipe in that window over there.
We're gonna have to send a maintenance guy over there to make sure that pipe isn't leaking.
A Roto-Rooter sewer chewer.
Oh my
How is this show still on the air?
I have no idea. It's 7:26 on Rock 102. 7:28 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news brought to you by Naples Home Buyers. They buy homes as is and offer solutions to any problems. Naples Home Buyers. There's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. A woman from East Hampton was identified as one of 3 women shot and killed in a triple homicide in Utah last week. Investigators say 34-year-old Natalie Graves of East Hampton and her aunt, 65-year-old Linda Dewey, failed to return home from hiking in Utah's south central desert. Relatives began a search and eventually located the women's bodies in Wayne County. The Utah Department of Public Safety states that police were notified by Graves and Dewey's husbands on March 4th, who discovered their wives' bodies near a trailhead off Teasdale Road in another area. Officers soon determined that the hiker's Subaru Outback had been stolen. Later that evening, law enforcement located a suspicious vehicle from the town of Lyman abandoned near the same trailhead. When officers went to the registered owner's home in Lyman, they discovered the third victim, 86-year-old Margaret Overroyd, who was unrelated to Graves and Dewey. Days before, on February 28th, authorities found an abandoned vehicle belonging to a man from Blakesburg, Iowa, 22-year-old Ivan Miller. The vehicle was disabled after colliding with an elk in the Wayne County area. An automated license plate reader and real-time tracking were used to monitor Miller as he traveled through southern Utah into Colorado. He was located in Pagosa Springs and taken into custody for aggravated motor vehicle theft and unlawfully carrying a concealed weapon. He faces aggravated murder charges in Utah for the 3 deaths. Horrible story.
That's awful.
Yeah. Where was I going with that? Where's the next story? Why do I not have the next one?
I don't know. Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to myself.
Oh, okay.
And anybody who wants to hear. You know, if you're like eavesdropping on conversations, you can listen to my private conversations I have with myself out loud.
Yeah, I can hear that conversation in your head.
Oh, well, good thing I didn't say anything bad about you.
Yeah, no, that would have been very awkward, wouldn't it?
Yes. I was trying to go to a construction story to kind of soften the blow of what we just heard there because that was horrible. Construction will take place on several streets in Ludlow over the next few months. The Ludlow Police Department states that construction will take place on Lower Whitney Street, areas of Katy Street, and East Street Underpass. The construction will take place between the hours of 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. It is advised to use another route when traveling during the construction hours. Is that how that works?
Couldn't you just blast through the construction and ignore it?
Yeah, you could do that too.
I mean, they're not going to work on the whole road at once, are they?
They might. If you're traveling through these areas over the next few months, officials are reminding motorists to stay alert in work zones and reduce speeds. Drivers are advised to keep their eyes on the road and follow all posted signs related to speed limits, which you would normally do during a construction zone thing.
I'm going to try to avoid the entire area.
Yeah.
I'll go to the places I go in Ludlow and try not to use those roadways.
Good for you. I'm glad you're following the advice, solid advice from the local DPU. Munson police continued their efforts to keep illegal drugs off the street after an investigation led to an arrest. Officers arrested Derek Webb of Westfield on the night of March 2nd after looking into narcotics distribution through late February and early this month. Investigators believe the pills seized are counterfeit and contain fentanyl and cocaine. Webb faces multiple drug charges and resisting arrest. Do you know the Munson man, the Munson man, the Munson man?
Is that the one on Drury Lane?
No. Do you know the Munson man who lives off crack cocaine? Ta-da!
Dude from Westfield's coming all the way out to Munson to
Yeah.
sell drugs, man. I mean, maybe that's his territory. Maybe there's some sort of corporate structure that, he has like Munson, parts of Wilbraham, maybe into Hamden, but that's kind of out of the way.
You're going from one end of the Pioneer Valley to the other. Technically,
that's true.
You're pretty much close to the edge of either side of the Pioneer Valley.
I know, but, I know some people that got sales territories that are kind of spread out, but they're manageable. Westfield, Munson, you got to be either really good.
Yeah, you're dedicated to your job.
Yeah, you'd have to be. I mean, the miles on the car just alone. Hopefully he's able to deduct those miles on his taxes.
I would think so. I would think that he would be able to. Let's see. A new addition to the MGM Springfield was unveiled Thursday as a brand new spa opened its doors. Maya Dom Dom was in attendance to celebrate the opening of Lux Spa with a ribbon cutting.
What's going on in the spa?
The new spa will offer massage therapies, saunas, an oxygen bar, and much more. The goal of
I've heard there's a neurologist at Bay State that's going to be start doing rub downs.
Well, that's like part of his job.
Well, yes, right.
Well, I have to go do therapy over at the spa. The goal of the spa is to provide a fully immersive self-care experience, much like a neurologist's office.
Yeah, right.
Restoring both body and mind. We do a lot of aesthetic treatments locally, and we just wanted to expand into like a wellness community where it's more relaxation and just kind of, relaxing for the day and doing things with friends and partners, said spa co-owner Jessica Montaloni, with co-owner Lisa Davis adding, MGM has been great. They got a great product line, a beautiful facility, and they help facilitate. They were supposed to open this, I guess, or it was open to the pandemic, up until the pandemic, and it's been closed for 6 years,
right.
And now it's finally reopened again.
Now that we're talking about it, I mean, I know we're kind of a ways away. But can you imagine, you're working hard at the Mayflower Marathon, feet are kind of sore, walking around helping people take food out of their cars.
What do you want, a foot rub?
I'm thinking maybe a post-Mayflower Marathon rub down wouldn't be such a bad idea.
How come we've never had those, any massage therapist like offering for like an hour, hey, I'll come and do some, just like they have in the mall, when you walk by the guy in the mall,
yeah,
he's got the chair there, and he's doing like, $15, $20 rub downs for 20 minutes or whatever.
Years ago, we did have a woman come and rub our feet during the Mayflower Marathon, and I don't
like anybody touching my feet.
Yeah, well, my feet were killing me.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I needed the most. But I don't know if she was legitimate massage therapist or some other kind of massage professional, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
You don't know if she was or not?
I don't know.
Why? Did she, indicate some way?
I'm trying to remember the exact situation. It just didn't seem to be like, would I hire this person again without, boiling myself?
Oh, that kind of.
Yeah.
All right.
A little sketchy.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
but hey, my feet felt
we
better.
Shouldn't welcome that kind of behavior.
But going to a legitimate spa.
Yeah.
Well,
they're all legitimate, Bax.
Yeah, but there's massage, but there's probably some aromatherapy. That's something I could definitely use after the Mayflower Marathon.
Aromatherapy.
Sure.
Rub you down with some
exotic oils.
Tea tree oil.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I got the hot stones in my back.
Ooh, I never had that. Did you ever have that done? The hot stones?
No.
I've only had deep tissue massages. I've never had the hot stone on the back.
We've done the couples massage. That's actually quite nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's his name that you went with?
It was a woman, but she did a fantastic job.
No, I meant the couple that you were
No,
part of.
I was not rubbing down a couple, Steve.
Are you sure?
Yes. My wife and I got massages.
Oh, your wife.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant like you went with some other dude and got a massage.
No.
A couple. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that, but I mean, I don't want
to
to put any thoughts in people's minds. I'm a very happily married man, and my wife and I have done that a couple of times.
My wife and I got a couple's massage under a hut on the beach in Aruba.
Oh, that's cool.
And I passed out.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that was mostly from the alcohol consumption. That wasn't about the relaxation. That was more about, I think we both did.
You were going to pass out anyway.
Well, we were drinking these green grenades they had. They were called green grenades. Not Heineken's. I know people call Heineken's green grenades.
Right.
But green iguanas, that's what they were.
Okay.
And it was some sort of mixture of like 151 rum and like a bunch of other stuff. And we probably had about 3 or 4 of those each.
Well,
And
no
then
wonder
said,
you
let's
passed
go,
out.
Let's go to the couples massage.
You could have passed out during anything with the 151 in your system.
That's some good stuff. That'll knock you right out.
Oh, yes. It will.
It was an illicit bounty unlike any Western Massachusetts law enforcement had ever seen, investigators say. Over $4 million in cash, stacks of firearms, bales of marijuana, 8 exotic cars and jewelry, a bejeweled set of brass knuckles, and a diamond bracelet worth $125,000. All of these items were recovered, according to prosecutors' inventory, the fruits of a sophisticated drug trafficking ring. An investigator with knowledge of the case admitted the total value of all that stuff was $7 million. 5 years later, the question of who gets that value is now only being resolved. Many of the valuables were discovered at an old firehouse on an ailing block in Holyoke. The rough exterior of the building, the rough exterior of the building belied what the inside held. Owner Corey Taylor had converted the building at 452 Main Street into a luxury dwelling, according to police reports at the time. I remember this. I remember this guy getting busted.
Yeah.
And it was one of these innocuous-looking buildings, the old firehouse, like kind of run down. But inside, it was like a mansion. Like he had put all this drug money into building it, allegedly. Put all this drug money into building this stuff. Most of the custom cars, BMWs and Toyota Supras, were recovered in a barn on his mother's property in New Salem. Days after Taylor was a no-show for his arraignment following his arrest, his body was discovered in an empty warehouse next door to the fire station. Officials at the time said he died of an apparent suicide. For years, district attorneys in Hampden and Franklin counties have battled to keep much of what they argue are ill-gotten gains through civil forfeiture actions. Taylor's mother, Elaine Millette, has waged an equally fierce fight to retain some of her son's late assets. Recent filings in Hampden Superior Court show the parties have reached a settlement after years of negotiations, though the details are not public. The settlement may avert a trial scheduled for March 29th. The DA's fight over. Well, I want a piece of that action.
Yeah, well, you know.
A spokesperson for Tony Gallooni.
Listen, I think I'm the only one who's familiar enough with him to call him Tony now.
He has declined to comment until the agreement is final. However, a filing March 9th indicates the Holyoke property, at least, will be transferred to his mother, not Millette, the lady, the mother of the person that passed away.
Oh, okay.
Northwestern DA David Sullivan said the haul from that region fetched nearly $2.5 million after the cars were sold at public auctions. That was very significant. We usually don't have forfeitures worth more than $75,000 in a year, so this was like a cash cow for us.
How many cars were there?
Say that.
How many cars they say?
I can't remember what I said. How many cars? 7, I think.
7 cars, and they hauled up like that.
Well, no, it was jewelry, cars, cash.
Oh, okay.
It was all of that stuff.
I was going to say that. I mean, for 7 cars, that's a lot of money for 7 cars.
He had custom cars that were also seized in New Salem. That's why the Franklin County got involved in the whole thing. The remainder, $1,235,000, went to local police and sheriff's departments. Sullivan noted that state law does not permit district attorneys to spend forfeiture money on personal expenses. Well, what do you do with it? You buy donuts for the staff? Like, what are you going to do with all that money?
How about a kegger?
Yeah,
plan a real ripper.
Yeah.
You get the cops out there, maybe a band, food, chips, dips.
Hey, DA, what are we going to do with all this money? 2 words: office party.
Otherwise, that money's just going to sit there. And what's it going to do?
Maybe we can get the secretary to photocopy her rear end as she sits on the top of it. What do you say?
Listen, that is creating a hostile work environment. But I think a keg in the conference room would be a great idea.
Yeah, I would say a big keg where everybody can just take sips from the tap.
It doesn't have to be a full size keg, even if it's like a quarter barrel or whatever. They can get
Oh,
a lot done with that kind of thing.
You need a full-size keg, I think.
Well, I mean, if you let's say you're tapping it on a Friday afternoon, you gonna finish it by the end of business? Maybe not.
Maybe not. Your Pioneer Valley forecast today is going to be eventually cloudy with a high of 41. Tomorrow, mix of sun and clouds with a high of 42. It is 30 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah. Bye-bye.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 7:51 in Journey with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Sunny to start, then clouds moving in with a high of 41 tomorrow. Mix of sun and clouds with a high of 42. It's 30 right now in downtown Springfield.
Can't believe we're talking about Bacon and Brews already. It's coming up at the Log Cabin on April 19th. It's a Sunday afternoon from noon to 3. It's a bacon and craft beer bash that if you've never been before, it's fantastic. The food is so delicious. It's loaded with bacon-inspired bites created by the Log Cabin chefs. There's a cash bar. There'll be live music, great food, great beer. Everything is going to be a perfect Sunday afternoon. Early bird tickets are already on sale at rock102.com. You're going to want to buy them quickly before the price goes up, and they will. And you got to be over 21 with a positive ID to enter. It's Bacon and Brews, brought to you by Curry Honda Chicopee, Dave Miner Exterior Home Improvements, and Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
I'm getting hungry. Can't wait for it. Today's cake day, by the way.
Oh, that's right. Today is cake day.
Yeah, it's March birthdays. There's one guy with a birthday.
That's it?
Yeah, last year he was on. He was obviously observing Lent, so he could not. He didn't want to participate in the.
So he gave like what, sugar for Lent?
No, he had to move it like 2 weeks before.
Oh, I see.
In order to accommodate, the thing, which fine, that's what we do.
Sure,
I'm not harping on somebody's beliefs or anything like that, but today is that day, and I guess he's off. I guess he's back on the sweets.
Well, some people give things up for the Lenten season, and that's fine. Who are we to judge? I'm not being judgmental at all. I will be judgmental based upon what kind of cake we're getting.
It's a whipped cream cake. And again, I said this yesterday. Any cake from La Fiorentina is going to be delicious. But there are many different flavors, and we've already had the whipped cream cake. Like there's a couple on there that nobody's tried yet.
What haven't we had?
The Grand Marnier cake. I really want to try that.
Yeah,
it's like it's like an orange flavored like cake with cream in the middle of it, and then it's covered in fudge. Like you can't beat that.
And we had the rum cake, and everyone was like, "Oh, I don't want to have rum cake in the middle of it." Actually, the rum cake was delicious and not so rummy that it affected anyone's productivity.
You're not having enough of it to affect you.
No, absolutely not.
There are cakes out there. I mean, I'm sure if you ate the whole damn thing, you'd probably get a good buzz on.
The cheesecake we had last month, I thought was quite good. The problem was, and I don't know if you saw this, we never finished the cheesecake, and it was left on Fisher Avenue in the fridge.
Somebody brought that over there because it was here. We had the cake here at the new office.
And somebody brought it over there.
And
it's been left there ever since, and everybody that was there is now here, and apparently it grew this entire forest of mold on it.
Yeah.
Which, considering that building, was probably like a welcome homecoming.
I didn't know cheese molded like that.
Cheesecake? Oh, yeah. Oh,
Can
yeah.
you still eat it if you pull the mold off of it?
No.
Why not? It was like blue cheese. People eat blue cheese. It's got mold.
But there's more than just that. I don't believe you can eat a cheesecake that's molded. I mean, it's not like a block of cheese. You got a spot of mold. You cut it away, and the cheese is fine. I don't think it's quite that way.
Well, either way, we're having a whipped cream cake today.
All right. Okay.
Which, ironically, is what was being whipped up in the neurologist's office at Bay State.
Yes. A whole bunch of whipped cream frosting.
Oh, yeah. It's cake day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Homemade icing right here.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you want the whipped cream off of that. Why do we
Who gets to lick the beaters? That's what I want to know. This.
Hey, that means 2 things. Who does lick the meters? That is a good question.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
It's
I'm going to need to see video from that lady to make my own judgment about.
I don't need to see it. I have a visual in my head, and I think that's probably all I really need out of this.
Yeah. Well, he's a comeback kind of guy.
Well,
and he's
let's hope
back
so.
on the job.
I hope that's the case. It's 7:56 on Rock 102.